Previously on Seattle by Night. The aftermath of your victory, for while distant sounds of violence continue, they are becoming more distant and fewer in number. Your own task is already done. Waif's arrival and words only confirm what is already known. Still, there is something of an awkward silence among yourselves and your babysitter, while the rest of the attacking force finishes sending the Sabbat on the run. An awkward silence the gang elder is having nothing of, as she breaks it to ask Ashley if one of the Sabbat were crazy enough to Molotov her face. A brief discourse on what sort of oddball pseudo-magic burned Ashley's face later. The conversation turns of Waif's disbelief of Olivia having enough blood to keep all the huddled, filthy masses of mortals as friends. And of course, the massive masquerade breach waiting to happen. You know, if you care about the less important things. Waif eventually has to remind herself that Olivia is practically a newborn babe in this life, although in her honest eyes, that likely applies to all of you. Olivia and Pius may or may not have been talking shit about Waif, but if they were, she ignores it. Or does she? Instead, conversation turns to the oddly merciful and soft angle of the prince's decision as to what to do with the Sabbat's prisoners. Eventually, though, time passes. Maybe as much as an hour, as the team sweep the building, chasing out any remaining dregs of the sword or their shovel heads, putting down to merciful death the other Sabbat blood dolls, as well as those poor unfortunate souls that were still mid-experiment, that you are all probably the better off for not having to see. When Victor finally turns up, he looks a mess. The blood in Vitae is likely largely not his own. He is also entirely unbothered by it, and the hectic activity around him. He sets about surveying the basement, and more relevantly, informally debriefing your coterie. Also, sharing some updates about the effort above. As Seattle's sheriff departs to ensure there is no fucking the up going on among those sweeping the building, Ashley texts her sire to let him know she's going to make it, while Alvin prepares to attempt to alter Halsey, the mortal you've been trying to save's memories. He succeeds easily, in part due to the conditions she's been kept in weakening her will, distasteful as it might be to consider. Meanwhile, Ashley's texting gets a response. Dr. Thorne congratulating his child, but also making it clear he never doubted her ability to survive the night. They have a brief text back and forth, and while Pius gets distracted by two of his clan having a conversation off away from the others, Pius' attempted friendly interruption doesn't go well, as the mood is far more somber than the young kindred realized. As Jax walks away, Donovan explains to Pius that their family lost someone that night. Howell's child, Pete Shelter, a fledgling only a month older and less in life than Pius himself, was dead. Hal himself tortured. Howell being the one with you when you found Jim, as well as Pius's personal little sewer hole. Of course, those weren't the only casualties of the raid tonight, corporate or finally dead.
He's doing recap right now.
That's fine.
As the event I need to pause.
What's up?
Do I need to pause?
No, you're good.
Okay. As the event begins to break up, the coterie departs for their various destinations. Olivia heads to try and find Echo before heading home with her to her sire. Ashley departs to meet up with Dr. Thorne. Pius leaves to head for a graveyard with intent to decorate his new side haven. Alvin, maybe not, gets a tingle on the Dunmother senses, but with no idea which kid of his is setting it off.
I miss you already.
Bitch.
Alvin meets up with Detective Jones as he waits around the Sabbat's former headquarters. While they make their chat about having a win, both objectively and for once morally, Alvin is the sole individual of the coterie by virtue of remaining behind to have heard the full casualty list of the kindred. The entire casualty list, at least only counting kindred, is 10. 8 now lie in torpor, and 2 are facing rapid decomposition, having met final death. Other than Pete, the other now dead individual is one Frederick Combe of Clan Toreador. Torpid list includes Jerry Ormer, Ruha, Farah Hilder, Malkavian, Al, Nosferatu, Roddy Sternwell, Toreador, Richard Hill, Tremere, Leon Maxwell, Ventru, and Ophelia Smithings, also Ventru. The only clan to make it through the night without a single casualty, torpid or final dead, was Clan Gangrel. Something Alvin notes, being a member of Clan Ventru in good standing, is Leon Maxwell's name. While possessing no singularly important title, the vampire does play an important role in the kindred economics of the city, along with a controlling interest in the majority of Seattle's port and docks activity. And his child is another name in the list of torpid individuals, Smithings. Both of them being out of action leaves things unattended and creates opportunity. While Alvin has neither the clout nor the power to try and usurp that position, nor, would it seem, the mindset, there is indeed opportunity for getting some very good graces. Meanwhile, though, he will settle for feeding Halsey a bit of his blood, as a security measure. Olivia, meanwhile, easily finds her butterfly, who is not nearly as happy at being found. An adorable interchange later, and eventually the Brewhoff fledgling reluctantly allows herself to be pulled along with the insane girl that might maybe be her friend. Their shared arrival relieves a clearly previously very worried Lyra. A movie night ensues, but that is neither here nor there. Ashley is picked up by Dr. Thorne, though not before shuffling bodies into his trunk. The conversation continues as they drive off, going down the path of talking about paths of thaumaturgy, specifically two of the ones Ashley witnessed the traitor utilizing, as well as the rigors of healing such aggravated injuries. Finally, as the talk turns to the beginnings of a plan that will be needed for Ashley's future diablerie of Lucio Giovanni. Meanwhile, Pius's jaunt into a graveyard goes well, digs up some reasonably fresh graves, violates the resting places of more than one innocent. Strangely enough, Pius feels no guilt at all over his actions and unknowingly draws ever so slightly closer to falling to his beast. Alvin's den mother senses tingle fiercely. After lugging them to his new haven, Pius animates both the stolen bodies with his growing necromantic prowess to guard the place and attack anything not wearing silver bangles. Nosferatu spends the rest of the night celebrating with nibbles and squeakers. Eventually, however, night gives way to day, for day gives way to night in turn. Awakening, Saturday, the 22nd of September, 1995. Before we continue, I should note that this night, the 22nd, is going to be a very rapid sort of flash bits between what you all were doing on your night off, so to speak, before we actually get on to the real awakening of this session, which will be Sunday, the 23rd. Anyway, back to it.
Mhm.
The night after the fact has most of you busy with one thing or another. There's no real plan tonight to meet up, and for some of you, that may very well be a good thing. Alvin, the typical sounds of post work cleanup go on above you. You don't believe you need to anticipate the others coming over tonight, but who knows what with this bunch of child air you've been left to shepherd. Still, there's opportunity, perchance, available if you can act fast enough and do a little digging. So, what would Alvin like to get done tonight in this little lightning round of nights?
Um, I don't know. I guess probably take some time to actually double check in on whatever opening will be for that the missing Ventrus and all that other odds and ends.
As a Venture in good standing, you have access to some basic information available to the directory. You know both several addresses, but most predominantly the working office address for the center of his operation, as well as some secondary phone numbers. You believe, but have never met, a ghoul that may also be working for him. But a ghoul dominator to direct them is in a very perilous position.
Yes, Segul and yeah, because they could be torpor for several months, and
If
Ghoul
they're
in there.
freshly turned, probably 2 weeks. So if his child would probably be up in a couple of weeks, maybe a month. Him himself could be a month to 3 months. But that's just guessing. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Obviously, I know the actual amount he'll be down for, but I'm not going to tell you that. Do you make any actual phone calls tonight, or are you going to wait to finish doing your digging on what's all there that you can find?
I probably do more digging first and then kind of work on it.
Hmm. In that case, I can tell you that his ghoul's name. One moment, let me freaking get my mouse onto the right screen. Goodness. Is one Eliza Hopkins.
Mm.
She functions as largely his personal assistant, both officially and unofficially, and has been his ghoul for roughly 5 years. As far as you know, 5 years ago was roughly when he sired Miss Smithings, who, according to the grapevine, was his previous personal assistant. Anything else for tonight?
Not at the moment. Yeah, I think that information honestly is just a good starting point, and I figure it'd probably take a while to get it,
Mm-hmm.
even with access to the directory.
Man, my writing was atrocious in that.
Yeah, it was. Sorry. What's to pause real quick? What exactly is the question about? I'm not really sure what you're referring to.
To make a smart zombie, can't I do that with the soul? Do I need to do it with the wraith?
If you want to be able to command them, your necromantic prowess gives you the ability to command wraiths, or at least it will once you're developed enough, or if you have the right tools, such as a fetter belonging to said wraith. You have no such
Because
power.
I can't command a soul. I can only remove and place them. I see, but I can force a wraith to do my bidding. I see. Okay. I see.
Now you're seeing how the powers combat. There you go.
Mm-hmm. So right now I'm pretty much just a
You need to
paladin.
keep learning the sepulcher path, honestly. But
Yeah.
also you need to learn how to find fetters. Things on the to-do list.
Fetters.
Fetters are the important possessions to wraiths that are still left behind when they die. Like someone that was like, let's say, an old soldier from back in the day had that sword he carried everywhere, treated it better than his own sons. That would probably count as a fetter to him, as an important thing that helps bind him to from fully passing on.
I just shove the fetter inside of a zombie.
No,
Okay.
you threaten to harm the fetter, and they obey.
Oh God.
That's ultimately what it boils down to. But eventually, after enough back and forth, you can actually break a wraith to be fully obedient, which is what the spirit slave's background is for, which Lynette does have.
Man, Pius is fucked up. Okay.
In any case, that is all for right now. I will move on to Ashley's lightning round, which should be relatively quick, considering I think I know what she's doing, which is to say, healing her face.
Yep.
Ashley, you're not going anywhere tonight. Your face in some way hurts, even though it doesn't. Even if that wasn't entirely in your own head, one of the mandates of healing injuries so severe means keeping activity to a minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Reading books past your seared cheeks? Yes. Going out to the bagel? Probably not. It's fine in a way. You have things to read up on, and you definitely want to heal yourself. Especially since you hit your face. Why did you have to hit your face? That absolute bitch. As a reminder, for healing aggravated injuries, it's mostly an entire day's work, in which you spend 5 blood. You may attempt to heal more than one level of aggravated injury in a single night. However, doing so requires a willpower point, as well as 5 additional blood points per aggravated injury you're healing.
Which would not be good for me without getting more blood.
Also, as a side note, we finished book 2, so that means everyone's willpower goes back to full.
I didn't even lose any.
So if you're down any temporary willpower, please restore.
I am down to 6 blood.
6 blood, are you only healing 1 level? I think you have 2.
If I go down to 1 blood, I can do 2.
So once I wake up, I'm gonna be at 5.
I guess you're going to be very hungry tomorrow night, Ashley.
Yep. So
Actually, you're going to be ravenous. Also, don't forget to remove a blood for
Tonight?
waking up on a new night.
yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'm gonna
In
be
fact,
at 5.
you might want to. Okay. So, Ashley, go ahead and remove the aggravated injuries from your health levels.
Get it.
Additionally, I believe your sire did offer you some bag blood supplies he had at the clinic the previous night, so I will let you mark 2 back onto your blood chart.
Woo!
However, bag blood doesn't taste the best. It really doesn't.
Could be worse. Could be animal blood.
Oh, yes, that is worse. You have to drink a lot more to get the same level of sustenance. A full-bodied person, an adult, has 10 blood points. A full-bodied cow only has 5. Not because
Jesus.
it has less blood, but because the blood is much less nourishing. In any case, Ashley, you spend the day reading, perhaps practicing a little light thaumaturgy, but honestly, most of it's going into keeping yourself healed and getting your face back to where you can look at it in a mirror without feeling the urge to vomit. Except you can't really vomit because you don't really need to vomit anymore. But there it is. And this will bring us to Pius. Pius, you awaken slowly. And it does seem that this hazy, later in the night awakening is going to be a pattern. Oh, wait, wrong thing. Sorry, my bad. I skipped ahead to Sunday. My bad. Pius, you awaken in a strange place. Squeakers and nibbles are not in your face for once, though you think you can feel them moving about in one of your pockets. Staring up at the ceiling and the sewer roof, you spot your newest friend hanging from a gap in the bricking. Eventually, the day's sleep haze clears, though it did feel a little thicker. Just that much foggier than before. Once you're finally able to check the time, whether by a timepiece on your person or literally sticking your head out the sewer cover, it is easy to tell that it is noticeably later than you are used to waking up. Weird.
Weird.
Though now that you're thinking about it, you might want to get some way to see up in the alley above your new haven before you potentially break the masquerade just shoving aside the manhole cover and jumping up while there's some random mortal waiting in the alley. Lots to get done later, probably.
Yes.
Is there anything Pious wants to get done this night? Fresh from the fight, so to speak.
I'm actually looking through some necromancy stuff right now and seeing. Well, I need to feed, so I'm gonna scour the streets for a homeless person in an alley once I make my way out, and then I might
Going
even drag
for a
that body
hunt.
back into the sewer.
Are you going to drain them dry?
I might.
Oh, we will see, I guess. First, we need to make a hunting rule. Where is your blood at, by the way?
5. I'm ravenous.
You are at least hungry, yes. Hmm. Meanwhile, may I open up your sheet? May I remind myself what the hunting roll for this should be. Hmm. Probably streetwise. You're going around in the back alleys and side streets, grabbing a random mortal that seems by themselves, maybe homeless, maybe not. So I'm gonna go wits streetwise.
Wits and
People
streetwise.
people are still a little more cautious because of people going missing. So difficulty 7.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Now you have a choice here. You can grab one person, kill them by draining them dry, or you can perhaps just feed off of multiple people tonight with a roll like that.
Mm.
You will probably need a self-control check on your first victim, though, to make sure you don't drink them dry unless you intend to. And I should remind you that, never mind.
One second.
Standing by. Standing by. Standing by.
I'm reading through some
Standing by.
rituals. I should have been doing this post game, but I just needed to remove my mind from data as I code Lumen. Okay, you know what? Yeah. I don't have any of the resources that I'm gonna need, and in order to get certain things, it's gonna take some cunning things. So I'm just gonna feed on multiple people, and I'll make that control check.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty what?
Self-control. I'm going to go ahead and say, actually, wait. A storyteller screen, and off of my shelf will have all the necessary information right there. Actually got this thing off eBay. It's the Lord of the Clans model. Looks gorgeous. Anyway, let me see. Frenzy difficulties. So blood, taste of blood when hungry. Difficulty 6. Self-control, difficulty 6. You should be glad that your humanity hasn't fallen below 4, because you have 4 dice, and if it fell below 4, you would only be able to roll 3 of them.
Damn.
But yes, you are fine. You do not frenzy, though it is kind of tough not to just let yourself go. You're hungry after all, and that blood does taste so sweet, even if it came from a rather filthy homeless man with a rather rat-eaten sweater and what's the word? Or scarf.
Still sweet.
So I will give you I'll just go ahead and give you your successes here. I believe it's the normal way to do it. So take 6 swords and 7 blood. Oh, it is in fact 8 blood. Take 8 blood. And it's hop from one person to another through most of the night.
Now that I'm full, I'm just gonna give Comstock my last drop of blood and welcome him to the ragtag group.
He is now 2/3. Nice. Anything else Pius wishes to accomplish on this rather lazy night? Perhaps get a clock for his new home. His new home doesn't have a clock in it, and that feels wrong.
I'm actually going to... Would traveling to the underworld be useful at all in the situation that we're all in?
Presently, not really.
Okay, never mind then.
So if you wanted to practice with it, I mean, we could try, but I would need to read up on that real quick.
The necromancer must dress himself in funerary garbs and meditate from dusk till midnight, surrounded by grave goods. At midnight, his spirit enters the underworld, able to interact with it as if it was a native.
Let's hold off on that tonight, so that way I can give you a proper, hopefully with a backdrop, but even with not a proper entrance when you first try it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even come up with a few Wraith NPCs for you to make. Would be good.
Sure, yeah. If I could befriend a wraith, then maybe I can just convince one to go into a body. Uh-huh.
No,
I'm finding loopholes in this Sepulchral crap.
Wraiths don't tend to look upon the living or still present in the mortal world unliving very positively most of the time.
Unless you are pious.
Pious
find
might think
something.
so. I might give Pious a derangement though for that kind of thought. Still, I suppose I will move on to Sunday then. Oh, and Anna reminded me to keep you after session for a certain role because we did just past Saturday.
Sure.
In any case, Sunday, the 23rd of September, 1995. Alvin, you come to, as usually, the moment the sun sets. Night finds you laying on the couch in the movie room. Sounds of movement come from both above and another set rising to join them. And to your side, you find a tray on a stand. A freshly steamy cup of coffee and a cinnamon raisin bagel with 3 options for condiments awaits.
I mean, I'm going to enjoy the coffee and I guess, check what condiments are available. Just kind of hanging out and not really doing too much.
I imagine you do eventually head up, though, right?
Oh, yeah, I gotta check on how things went for business the day before, yada yada. Do my
I
due
imagine the
diligence.
story arc is also when we're going to be moving into renovations.
I mean, there have been plans for the renovations into a full-blown, cafe, so, or internet cafe. So,
I'm skipped being very safe. You can have that work at least begin during them. In any case, when you do eventually make your way, you stay off for family reasons when her cousin returned. Kyle's behind the counter with an odd smile on his face as he stands next to Jim, teaching him something about shift-ending paperwork or maybe inventory. Joshua appears to be oiling up the door's hinges, which, now that you think of it, one of them was giving off a light squeak earlier. You didn't think it was anything to worry about, but clearly Joshua thinks differently. Jess, the overworker, is on a ladder, dusting or cleaning anything hanging from the ceiling, while Sarah holds the ladder steady. And Lucy is wiping down the last few tables. Even as most of the others depart, however, as the shift comes to an end, whether for apartments or in Lucy's case, your movie room, you do notice something rather odd, at least based on past experience.
what's this oddity?
Results kind of speak for themselves, yeah?
Alvin would nod. Good to have everyone back in happier states.
Kyle is definitely keeping it no masquerade breachy in his conversation because Sarah is still lingering about. She's not actually doing anything. Everything's already done, but she appears to be waiting, but a little too timid to actually speak up.
I mean, if she looks like she's got things to say, like, Alvin's not exactly like keeping himself, in a fashion that is busy. If somebody's got something that they need his attention for, it's been known to be able to be pulled away.
Hmm. Um, Mr. Valric,
Yes, Sarah.
I was wondering, I mean, the word on the grapevine, it's no real secret that you're planning on, like, expanding to night operations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, it's my cousin, sir. She's in rehab from everything they went through and everyone they're finding in there. But uh, he kind of is not likely going to be able to keep her current job. And I was wondering if maybe like she was up to it by the time we get things going. If you might not consider her for an opening. I mean,
I think that could be arranged. Is she skilled with tech by any standard?
um, a little bit. I mean, she's not exactly unfriendly with it. I think she had to use a computer or something for her previous job, at least occasionally.
Mhm. She a good and cheery personality, someone who can kind of help people get the things they need. As an evening
Um,
staff worker, she's gonna have to do a little bit of the cafe's normal stuff, but for the most part, just making sure that people are comfortable and nothing untoward's happening overnight.
I know she was, but I don't know how she's going to look until this whole I don't know, therapy psych evaluation process is done. I mean,
I'm sure
it's,
it's not the same as our day to day, customer service, but just someone who can, handle themselves all right and deal with a possible asshole every once in a while. Can't just put somebody who's got no customer service experience on the front lines, especially at night. She'll, of course, have Jim to help her out, but
any hesitance your mortal workers had at the former hobo joining the staff has since worn away in the recent nights as his natural good character has tended to win them over. As being just generally a guy that was truly just down on his luck and not one of the many other reasons that could send someone to the streets.
mhm. And who else to help somebody work through things than a veteran who's seen his fair share of shit as well?
Hmm. With a smile and a quiet thank you, the oddly timid Sarah will take her leave, leaving the building with just Jim and Kyle behind the counter, and Lucy somewhere in your movie room, probably. Which, of course, in turn, does bring us over to Ashley. Ashley, you feel better. Both. Just drop this over to here. Both physically and mentally. Maybe not all the way, but it's definitely an improvement, and honestly, certainly worlds better than you did after the raid. The green room is as much comfort as it has always been. Waking up here means you are in the chantry, and the chantry means you have no need to fear any of the many monsters that wait outside its walls. Only the monsters within. Despite the comfort of your room, you do have to get up eventually. Also, you're probably now safe to head out to the bagel again. Of course, first there is passing through the library. Your wallflower friends, however, are passively busy. Theo looks to be working with a slate, practicing his circles. While it sounds silly, a well-made circle is the cornerstone of more than one power or ritual, and the clan in general looks down upon using modern tools to assist in making them usable. Sue Ellen appears to be both reading a book while also tutoring Theo. and only the latter looks up to you as you pass through the room. Well, you're looking better.
I'm feeling way better. That fireball was no joke.
Half heard to do with the flames was dangerous, and I suppose now I have second-hand experience on it. You are all right, though, right? I mean, no, like, false bravado or anything.
No. I'm perfectly fine.
Can I ask you an odd question?
Depends on the oddity, but sure.
Well, how did it feel being burned?
Not quite as strong as the sun, but it felt like I was jumping in a burn pile.
I haven't actually experienced the sun yet. I think have better survival instincts than that, or maybe I'm just afraid. More sensitive, but is it really a fear when it's just sensible? Well, I'm glad you're all right. That can't have been a good experience. You know what, I'm just going to shut up and go back to reading my book. And Theo, start over. That's horrible. You could do better. Honestly, the circle Theo was drawing was probably almost perfect by any normal person's judgment, but clearly not. Especially for a clan of vampires that have auspex as a basic clan thing.
Ashley will just chuckle and be like, I hope your book is a good one, and good luck, Theo, with your circles.
And with that, I presume you make the part for a while. Well, did not make up last time. A part of you craves the buttery experience of the bagel. And it's a way of proving to yourself and to this traitor bitch that no amount of fire is going to get you down and end your own life. Tias, you awaken slowly, and it does seem like this hazy later in the night awakening is going to be a pattern. That's fine, though. Later nights are probably better anyway. Also, lets the family sleep in. 2 rat butts, one on each eye, and the tugging on one distended ear gives you the sense your newest acquisition is hanging from there. It'd probably hurt, honestly, if you were still mortal.
Oh
You
yeah.
should probably make your way to the bagel at some point tonight, though. Otherwise, Alvin may bitch up the most annoying of dead mother naggings. Still, you have time. Probably. Even if it is later than it is usually. Speaking of which, where are you awakening tonight? Your haven or your cubbyhole in the Warrens?
My haven.
Knights Independent. Your sire's gonna be so worried about you when you finally turn up. It's not even showing your face after the raid. Good thing Donovan was probably there to let her know you were all right.
Yeah, Pius would, when he opens up his eyes, he'd do like his little stretch that he does, but this time, instead of rubbing on squeakers and nibbles, he would give Comstock a touch, a little nudge, so he'd just waddle back and forth on whatever he's dangling.
Your bat of an earring is dangling and kind of lightly wafts your finger with its wing. Or maybe it was poking you. You don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. But you have a bat buddy and 2 rat buddies. And hopefully, before too long, some ratlings.
Oh, that'd be so
Although,
fun.
how are you going to carry them? You'll probably have to leave Nibbles behind to look after them. Goodness.
Yes.
But that is not here yet. With rats. Too long. So, do you do anything particular before you start making your way to the bagel?
just make my way to the bagel.
Yes. Alvin, what does Alvin do in the early hours of the night before the coterie arrives usually?
Honestly, probably just checks over sales reports and make sure that the shop is in good order. I mean, I'm still running a business here, even if I've got unbid things to be
Read your
doing.
copy of the Wall Street Journal or something?
Yeah, keep up with all the different reports. I mean, supposed to make this place successful,
Mm-hmm.
Gotta figure out proper marketing tactics and things of that nature.
I mean, you have an inn even with the name, but look, they'll take your. You think that with the renovation, though, things will explode in business. Although it will take some getting used to this place being busy even at night.
That is the hope. But at that same point, I'd also be looking for the ability to, since this entire area is my quote-unquote domain, I'd probably be looking for some new digs in order to, have a better, hidey hole for the vampires, not just the basement of the Daily Bagel.
Yeah, the basement is it's fine when you're a fledgling, but honestly, it doesn't really command a lot of respect from your fellow venture. Goodness. Still, your thoughts and work are interrupted by the arrival of the typical unmarked car that you've come to associate with the Chantry. The rain is ever present, though thankfully currently rather light outside your door.
I'll let her in this time.
Ashley's gonna just walk in as soon as the door's open. Try and shake off what little raindrops she got.
Evening.
Hi. Feels weird.
How are things? Seems you fixed your face.
Yeah, my face is fixed. That hurt. A lot. But I got caught up in my reading. That was nice.
That sounds natural for you.
It was needed. You can't fall behind in your studies. It's kind of shunned upon.
Oh, right, I forgot. They assign you homework in your clan. Well, then again, I suppose so does mine.
Mm-hmm. We're expected to be bright students, or whatever.
Well, I suppose make yourself relaxed and see whether anyone else shows up today.
I'm just gonna go set up shop over there in that booth real quick.
That sounds fine.
And then she's gonna shuttle over there and start unpacking her bag.
Unpacking the bag. It's odd, though, by the way. But you will not know this until later, and if he ever messes up about it. It actually arrived at the bagel before Pius even awoke.
I mean, I don't even know where Pius is right now.
Indeed.
And I, don't know that he is awake or not. They are all
Indeed.
on their own, setup.
Absolutely. Light drizzle, however, outside is starting to turn to more of a downpour. Fortunately, you're inside, and therefore not wet. Enjoy being not wet. As your Tremere child is over there setting up their arts and crafts in the corner, like a good girl. And the other girl is nowhere to be seen. She's the back girl. And Pius is the troubled.
The wayward
And
youth.
then the common boom you hear from the basement.
Not yet, no.
Oh, okay.
Remember, you are probably only at most just waking up.
Oh, okay. We skipped backwards. I see.
Yeah, you forgot. You've fallen into bed. You wake up even later. I just kept the awakenings in order because not doing that would have felt weird, and it would have kept you from doing or saying anything for too long. So In any case, the downpour weeping overhead, for downpour it is but a scant distraction. After all, inside it is warm, safe, and comfortable. Even if you don't probably appreciate it as much at first as much as a mortal might. 2 or 3 odd-sounding noises, however, will disturb your appreciation. Followed by the sound of rubbing on wet glass.
Okay.
I assume you go looking for that.
Sure.
The fuck was that?
Your
I can't
eyes
really
are
say.
quickly drawn to the front door, where the small, deceivingly frail form of the waif huddles impatiently against the glass.
You may want to get that, Alvin. I think
guess
she's
so.
melting.
I'll open it up.
The moment the door is open, Waif will sigh exaggerately before lurching forward towards the nearest table and plopping her very wet self face down over it. Fucking finally!
Welcome in, waif.
Honestly, were she bigger, you'd be worried she'd be hugging the table. I wanted to be here last night. Last night!
You're gonna have to elaborate. You know we have business hours, and you've snuck in here before. It's not like I'm gonna stop you from getting anything.
No, I'm not worried about you stuff. No offense, I realize this is your whole fancy smancy domain and all that shit. But, no. Edric and company wouldn't damn well shut up. On and on and on with the political and strategy ramblings. Goodness. All of it to basically say, we did a good job, let's give ourselves a pat on the back, and reconvene tomorrow to discuss reconnaissance and shit against the Sabbat later. Fuck that! Do you know how long they went on for that for?
I could expect for most of the night.
8 hours! So yes!
Did they at least provide a meal?
No, they did not.
Bitches.
Bitches. Waif's very horizontal form on the table just kind of pouts like petulantly, silently up at the two of you. Before she slowly slides off, leaving a table that is now very dirtily wet, and climbs up to her feet.
Well,
Might be a
would
night,
you like a
but I still
bagel?
want bagels.
All
Yes,
right.
bagels.
Which kind?
A finger goes to her lips before the, at least physically young teen will, look you deeper in the eye. Fine, I won't ask for all of them. But, I don't know, 6, 7?
But that doesn't tell me what style or flavor.
Yeah, I did. 6 or 7 kinds.
Oh, I see. Well, there are only 6 kinds, so you're in luck.
Well, I mean, that's fine for now. You might want to expand that when you expand your business.
We keep
Mortals are
6
ever so
regular,
many.
and we cycle in 2 seasonals.
Okay, that's better than I gave you credit for. Bill, that whole mess is over. And I have no meetings tonight. I mean, there may be a meeting I was invited to, but fuck if I'm going to attend another one if they're going to waste that much time for so little details. Wait, aren't there usually 2 more of you here by the time I show up?
Sometimes, yes.
Odd. I did hear that from the grapevine that Lyra was doing something. So maybe she took her child with her. Well, that's still leaves your Nosferatu then. He's young, isn't he? Like, really
Yes.
young? I mean, like, you're all young. You're all basically babies to me. But I mean, like, he's like the newborn fledgling with a lot.
Yeah, something like that.
I hope he's all right. Still,
Same.
tell me about your days, your nights, and give me bagels.
Here are your bagels, and just been checking in on some business around the ports. Considering those that went into torpor, well, somebody's going to have to help make sure that business continues afloat.
Ports. Oh, wait, young Leon did go in the torpor, didn't he? And his latest child. Like, that means it's just
How
his
many
bull
has he
trying to run
lost?
things. What? How many child? How many childer?
Yeah. You said
No,
his
he
most
lost.
recent.
Well, it's his most recent child that has gone to torpor, that I know. But he's had 3 childer, as far as I know. One died 20 years ago. Final death. Dead by werewolf, actually. They should have listened when he told them it was a bad idea to continue their camping habits.
I see.
As for the other one, well, that was before I moved to Seattle. I think they're somewhere down in Anarch territory. In fact, they might be the black child of the city, so to speak. Oh well, not my problem.
I'm most curious.
You're planning some sort of politically shtick thing, aren't you?
Oh, no, not at all. I'm mostly just making sure that Seattle continues to operate, and we would not want for such a oversight to be had when Sabat are still roaming. Oh.
She will hop up from her seat and give you a little wet pat on the side of your cheek. Careful, though. Mind the toes you may be stepping on.
I'm mostly making sure that people are not going to lose their territory the moment they've gone into torpor.
Well, some toes you may be stepping on may want them to lose that territory.
I completely understand that.
Although, now that I think about it, watching that sort of event unfold could be entertaining. Other than I might risk losing you and losing bagels, and more importantly, losing my entertainment.
I wouldn't worry too much.
I don't. Or maybe I do.
He'll kind of look over to Ashley and see what kind of craft she's doing at the moment. And she's not necessarily spoken up for Waif's curiosity and general desiring to know what we've been up to.
Ashley will look over his shoulder and realizing they've gone silent and it's like, oh, politics, that's done? Cool.
Well, your face doesn't look like it got Molotov'd anymore.
No, and I hope one day I can Molotov her fucking face. But, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Sure, you look rather hungry.
Oh, I'm hungry, but, I have a lot on my mind. I do need to eat, though. So,
Kid, let me give you the advice of someone that's been through more than a few centuries. You don't want to wait to delay on getting yourself fed. You could do awful things, or to borrow from what I'm saying. You're not you when you're hungry.
is that?
That phrase would not come up for
Yeah, no.
decades.
I was gonna say, that was a Snickers thing. Or something.
I thought it was around before Snickers, and Snickers just used it as a slogan.
Nope.
Oh well. In that case, I will just settle for
Waif,
eliminating
I was gonna say Waif invented it, and that's so let's go with.
so some venture hears it and makes use of it. Yes, there
Yep.
we go.
I now have a slogan for the bagels.
Congratulations, you are ultimately the origin point of it being used in the Snickers commercial. In any case,
No, actually, what that means is I'm the first cafe that starts selling Snickers.
Snicker
Snickers
bagels.
candy bars already.
Make Snicker bagels.
Well, no, see, here's the thing is we get bagels, but, like, we start selling candy on the side. So we got coffee, we got bagels, we got other pastries. But when candy bars really start, becoming the hit thing to have at, like, convenience stores, now we've just got a little register of those.
I kind of like the idea if you have a Snickers bagel once that becomes popular. It can come to more use.
Oh, yeah, we'll just...
Having a caramel chocolate peanut bagel.
Oh, yeah, Nutella, first starts here, too. Might as well, right? No, like,
You're muted.
we just get a bunch of different people, submit their bagel ideas, get something drafted, and see which one sticks on the menu.
In any case, nearly an hour after Ashley's own arrival, Pius turns up. Pius, how do you turn up?
Like I always do. I shoulder the door and fail at it now.
Wife's ears will almost visibly move and perk up. Strange. What was that?
Cool.
Got rats in the basement? I think I hear a rat. And she
Yes.
will grin.
He'll head down to make sure that the door is intact, but let Pius in.
Pius will step through and put up his hand for a high five to Alvin.
He'll give you a high five, but he'll look at you like you, catch a meal on the way or something? Or later than normal.
Oh, yeah, I've been sleeping in a lot lately. Not sure why, though, but I'll figure it out.
You're probably just tired. That's probably...
Yeah, I'm probably just tired.
You did a lot on that one night.
All bears don't exactly have the same fatigue rating as humans do. Alvin thinks to himself. I'm not gonna push it yet.
What have you guys been up to? And he'll yawn.
Eating bagels, wife will say, from what you heard from upstairs.
Waiting on Olivia mostly. I'm not sure she'll be showing up today, though. Considering you beat her here of all things.
Oh, wow. I really slept in.
Yeah.
Yup. Sounds like it.
Man. Oh, we're upstairs now?
We're heading upstairs.
Waif
Okay.
already talked to you, so I would assume.
Pius will grab Comstock and flick him with his wrist to go flying up and just see who Comstock lands on.
It does look like he's going to land on Waif, but Waif says something in bat, and he stays way away from her. Gangrel have animalism. Instead, let's see, let me just do this thing here. Oh, it's waiting awful long. Okay. Ashley, something lands on your head.
Ashley's going to just gently pat her head and be like, "Oh, it's an animal."
Yes, a very naked, skinny animal. A bat.
She's
There's
gonna
a bat hanging out from your hair.
she's gonna try and grab its little feetsies and pull it out in front of her and look at it and be like, "Oh, hi there, little buddy."
And then Pius would smile.
Ashley has animal handling.
Animal Ken. Yeah.
Yep, she's got 2 dots of it. She just doesn't interact with animals much nowadays.
And she was big into it back when she was immortal, but now animals don't tend to like vampires.
Nope.
unless they can cut blood.
She hasn't found a friend
Which-
yet. Not that she knows if Dr. Thorne would allow her to have one. She's
Well, as far as the chantry goes, it'd really be more up to the regent.
yeah. She feels like he'd just be like, stick up the ass. Nope, no pets. So she's just waiting.
That wouldn't actually be his answer, but his answer would basically mean the same thing. It'd be like, pets? Animals? Well, I suppose I can see why you might feel the appeal of such creatures. Well, if you can convince our dear Amelia Wolf to allow them, I will agree. And Amelia Wolf is the librarian.
Yeah.
She does not want pet hairs in her library.
Yeah, no. The
My
books-
Comstock doesn't shed hair. It's a bat.
No, bats have fur.
It does shit. It
It
does very much
does shit and
Oh
piss.
yeah. Yeah, but I don't think bats like what? They might lose hair.
They will literally shit from wherever they're hanging, which
Mhm.
might end up being bookshelves. That could actually be worse than the pet hair.
Yep.
Getting anywhere in there.
Especially
In
when
any
these
case.
books are centuries old.
Weren't you normally here earlier than this? You get up to something?
Pius's eyes would get wide and just be like, no, I'm tired.
Mm-hmm. We don't get tired. What are you on about?
Like, shit, I'm too new. I keep forgetting this. It's like, all right, we don't get tired.
Your eyes seem kind of hazy.
He would sigh really hard, knowing that she's old enough to just know, like a mother would know a child.
It's probably nothing, though, she says. Judging by the way she looks at you, she definitely knows what kind of problem you're in. In any case, I am going to be heading out. Y'all look like y'all got things. And at least one of you is going to be doing things I'm technically not allowed to watch. So, I'll just do a favor for both of us and leave. But not before I take a go baggie. My
That
go
one's already
baggie-
got it ready.
She just reaches out the hand while
Yep.
looking at different
Meanwhile, like Pius has felt like eyes watched it the entire time.
The elders thought something was off with him. That's enough to trigger your dead mother senses, I imagine.
Mhm.
He already had suspicions, but it's like as she said, it's like.
Pius has been doing the naughty.
Alvin already has like small bits of understanding of like what Pius is digging into, but it's like the gravity is what he doesn't know about.
He did try to rob a grave with you at one point.
He did. This is true.
Maybe he went back and did something like that again just without you there to stop him.
I'm not
Okay.
upset. I'm just disappointed.
Pius, no, never mind. It's too late.
In any case, Waif will step out the door into the rain with her baggie and dissolve into mist. Not like the blood mist. This mist actually hangs about and just slowly moves away.
Does the bagel have curtains with loop holders? Silver by chance?
Nope.
No.
Dang.
I kind of figured that most would have like those like sunscreens you can kind of pull
Dang.
down that kind of like shade a room a little bit. You see them on
Oh, okay.
buses a lot.
Pius has to correct some bangles.
Yeah, the bagel isn't so upscale that it has like thick curtains with like actually silver things to hold them in place. I mean, goodness.
I mean, Pius could ask Ashley to make some.
I mean,
could.
Chantry does have access to silver. Hopefully no one will ask you what you're doing with it.
Or
Oh,
she can just poof them into existence.
She does have that ability now.
Permanently.
It's rather blood intensive, though. How's she going to feed herself? I mean, she's already starved.
Well, she has to
Ooh.
eat first, and then
we
she
should
can do
go
it.
feed then, yeah.
All right,
I
forgot.
see
It's
that
another
you
new night,
two-
so take a blood.
Yeah, I already did
Yeah.
that. I'm at 2.
And Pius would sense that Ashley is hungry.
Oh, yeah. She's at
The beast is near the surface, yes.
Yes, he's Beast would know Beast.
You two have
Meanwhile,
been
the dead
neglecting
mother
your.
over
You two have been neglecting your diets, haven't you?
Do you know how much blood it takes to heal a face?
All right. Tell you what. First, we're gonna head to Sanctuary, and we're gonna pick up some appetizers there. That
Oh,
way,
God, I am
neither of
full.
you two go feral.
That's
You're
one of the
full.
reasons why I'm tired. And he kind of like twiddles his thumbs. I kind of like,
Even though
Mass
he's full.
ate.
Even though he's almost full.
I kind of mass ate last night on the way home. And I mean mass ate.
Well then, we're gonna at least get Ashley started off on an appetizer so she doesn't just cannibalize some poor bloke in the alleyway.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
and I need
say
her
no,
to do something for me.
and nobody wants to meet the beast again. That wasn't fun.
I gotta actually, Ashley, I'm sorry, I should properly ask you in my way. So now that you're fugly again, will you conjure me some bangles so you guys can be safe going into my den?
What?
I'm sorry, now that your face is healed from the fire, could you conjure me some bangles, silver ones?
He called your normal face fugly.
And this is coming from a Nosferatu? Excuse me?
His smile grows even wider. His fangs could never be more prominent right now.
Ashley's going to stare him down and is like, you are lucky. We are in a coterie together. Yes, I will make you bangles. You fucking fairy. And she'll turn around and start putting her shit back together. Her bag.
Pius with hands behind his back lean forward more with a smile and say, "Thank you. I love you." And he would walk away.
Ashley's just gonna be like, excuse me!
However, you wish to go to Sanctuary. I presume that's one of the clubs I forgot about now, or do you want to try that ritual?
Elysium, sorry.
Elysium.
We should get the blood first before we do the ritual.
Well, I would be doing 2 different types of rituals today. Well, one's a ritual and one's just power, actually.
Oh dear.
But yes, I should probably at least feed, then do my personal ritual, and then do Pius's
You
conjuring.
can get a little bit of blood out of Elysium, but it's not like you can just gorge yourself relentlessly.
The
No.
point is to make sure that she's got a little, taking the top off so that way she doesn't take the top off of someone else.
Well, she's a little less likely to frenzy the moment she bites into someone out on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Pius would just be like, "Well," just jump on it and join. Can't waste food.
Hmm. Very well. In that case, we'll depart unless there are objections.
Nope.
Elysium.
Nope.
Now, since Pius has a bat, would a bat be able to retrieve a drop of blood for him?
A single drop of blood would not be enough to give you a blood point.
Yes. Okay.
That's why it takes like 4 rats in order to give you a blood point.
Okay. So I'll need like a frenzy of bats to like restore like a few blood.
Yeah, I don't think it would work like that, honestly. It'd be very inefficient.
Okay. Oh, it'd be like cool. It'd be edgy. Pius just walking down an alley with bats swarming around.
The ability to turn yourself into a swarm of bats is like an elder gangrel power.
So,
You're the wrong clan. Sorry.
no, Pius already has an idea. He wants to be like a rat king type dude. Comstock is just going to be his commandant.
Commandant Comstock?
Yes.
In any case, the three of you find yourselves here in Elysium.
All right. Let's get you a couple of appetizers so that way we can get out back to the road.
And Pius will go and just take a seat on a couch and just enjoy the jazz.
Ashley's gonna head towards the bar to go get a drink.
Stain the couches with blood, and you will have both the Keeper of Elysium and the Harpy after your ass.
Oh, I wasn't planning on taking it near the furniture. If I can avoid it.
I'm sure the Blood Mage at least knows how difficult it is to get blood stains out of upholstery.
The blood mage, the female. Yeah.
Right. I forget the other thing.
She did have one of those for at least 7 years.
2 years.
7 years ish.
Oh, well, what's been going on in general chat, goodness?
Man, I want a glass of scotch and a cigarette to this damn song.
Well, I mean, your chances of successfully asking Ashley to dance with you kind of went down the hole the moment you called her fuck.
Yep.
I mean, you might be able to have some better luck with some of the other kindred attendants. One of their
Who is seeming to be hanging?
Not as much as the nights leading up to the raid. You suspect more than one kindred is recovering from things. But there are still more than were here the first time you were here. Or was it the second time? Well,
Would Lynette ever be able to come here?
potentially. Though it would be the sort of high risk high risk deception that I would absolutely do as a player, but probably not from an NPC standpoint. In the game in which I played Lynette, people thought she was a Nosferatu. Just that she was so good at obfuscate that she just happened to be better than the people that were trying to see through her obfuscate that actually was never there to begin with. They just assumed she was a Nosferatu wearing a mask with 1,000 faces. She also never let them see her teeth, but that's beside the point.
And this is in
She was
1995.
Yes.
This is in 1995.
I might take Lynette to a movie.
What movie are you going to try and take your teacher in vampires? Teacher in necromancy.
Bram Stoker's Dracula. And it'd be the perfect way to take her to a movie because we could cosplay. Like we're two couples cosplaying. So she doesn't even have to really, like, dress up. In return for some oils, I'll take her to a movie.
Oh, okay, so it's no longer a date so much as a transaction. That actually makes it more likely to succeed.
Exactly, because she doesn't play those games, but Pius does, so he's gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to get into him a little more. Like I'm really into Sylph, but I'm starting to get into Pius' groove now that he's more like neutral in the humanity thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can be more free.
You're a little under neutral at this point, but yes.
Yeah.
Still, other than getting some blood, let's say, I guess 2 apiece, it's probably about as much as you can grab without getting cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's
Do you
fair.
intend to talk to anyone while you're here, or will you be heading elsewhere? Back to the bagel for rituals or out to hunt?
I mean, figure we probably see who is here, if there is anyone of note.
Anyone we can get like info on it, like anything upcoming, or if they've heard anything new on the war front.
Well, you're unlikely to get any more updates on the war front that you don't already know. Probably. Though that person's torpid, that person's torpid, that person's torpid.
We're shrinking.
That person is definitely not torpid. Excellent. You will see a somewhat familiar face in one corner, though she's definitely on the younger side compared to the others. Echo is very much here.
Good, we can ask her where our sunshine went.
Where the fuck is our olive? We can't have martinis without olives.
No. Well, if you all approach her, you will find her watching a couple of games of billiards going on.
The professor there.
And maybe ever so slightly kind of swinging one way or the other to the music. But that she'd probably lie and say she wasn't if you asked her. Cinderella's gonna sing.
Mm-hmm. So where's our Malkavian?
Oh! Alvin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And asking about well, afraid your insane member is off on a field trip. I think that's how it was phrased.
Without us?
I don't think there was really an option.
It's too late. Pius is already sulking towards the couch.
Very
And
well.
she went with her sire and I want to say someone else down to look at something, read something, see something. I don't know. I just know I wasn't invited.
And how's the rest of your team?
Most of them healing up just fine. I mean, Freddy's still out of it. I think he'll be out of it for a couple of weeks, maybe a month. But he's going to live, or unlive, thanks to y'all.
Good.
So what are y'all up to now?
Food.
Getting a couple drinks.
Jeez,
Gonna.
so hungry.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Oh, right. You got a... Didn't I hear you got burned or something?
Yeah. Fireball to the face.
Like, what, a Molotov, or...
Oh no. No. Magic fire. From the hells. It sucked.
Whoa, was there like a fucking demon in there or something? Sheesh.
No, it was just another one of me, just the traitor. So, kind of.
Literal clone.
No.
Looked exactly like her. Right, Pius?
Oh yeah.
By that standard, she was fugly too, right, Pius?
Nope. And he leaned his head back and closed his eyes.
So not a copy. See how that worked? It's not a copy.
And Echo will lean in to get a better look at Ashley's face. No, ugly. What the hell kind of taste in ladies do you have? You think she's ugly?
He would then try to it was a joke. I like pissing her off.
Yeah. I figured that out when you got me out of my beast mode.
Right, I'm just not going to ask any more questions on that. I'm going to walk that way. Y'all have a nice evening.
You too.
A hand will drop down onto your shoulder.
Whose?
Alvin's.
Sure.
Well, my
Oh
boy,
no.
I wasn't exactly expecting to see you here.
Nor I you. I didn't think you'd come down to from your tower in order to hang out at Elysium.
Oh, I'm a regular attender boy. Trying to keep in touch with all the goings on. And the way I hear it, there's something fine shaping up in the aftermath of that lovely raid.
And what's that?
Oh, I'm not telling. That would ruin both the show and my purpose and, the avenue which I seek to gain from it. Don't worry, I am sure that you'll be up to the mark. On to more pleasant topics. Topics that I'm fond of speaking on. You seem to be missing a person.
Seems she's out on a field trip.
Well, I hope she's all right. At least you've been keeping her safe for the most part. I appreciate that. Still, care to properly introduce me to these two?
Bias. This is Arthur Wayman, my sire. Ashley. The same. Bias is clearly of Clan Nosferatu, and Ashley is preeminent Tremere.
Ashley will make
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Ashley will make a curt little bow and is like, "Nice to make your acquaintance."
Of course. I shall follow your journeys with great anticipation. Still, seems like a lovely little team meeting bunch. I'll do my best not to linger overly long.
I didn't even realize Alvin had a sire. I thought he was a sire.
Alvin's the same age as me.
Well, Arthur doesn't seem like he believes Bias. He does raise an eyebrow over at Alvin. My boy,
Alvin's kind of rolling his eyes.
Nosferatu is serious. Please tell me you haven't been conceiving without permission.
No.
No, Alvin, he's just really well-mannered enough. But then, see someone as well-dressed and mannered as you. I mean, I bet you could bend a rebar in that ass cheek. Like, you're tight. I mean, that suit just hugs your frame so well.
Ashley's gonna start hiding her face.
Bias.
I would have thought you had disciplined your coterie better.
So you are a sire. You can spank me. You probably got spanked so much by him.
Bias. How about you go get a drink for a moment?
He will shuffle his way towards the bar.
Is he always like
Awkward silence.
He is as he is wont to be.
You really should strive to exercise more control over your lot.
There's no controlling that guy.
So it's a just him thing. Well, at least you seem properly mild-mannered.
When
I
she
haven't
wants to
spoken
be.
with Dr. Thorne much, but he does speak positively of you.
If I didn't behave myself, I don't think I would have lasted very long in this life.
True. Which Tremere have always done, at least almost always done, a rather admirable job of raising proper child.
I'll take
I'd
that
ask
as a
how they
compliment.
managed it, but they might take offense.
It might take more than offense, but agreed.
In any case, my boy, I'll leave you with some parting words of wisdom. And I will overlook this incident and not drag you back for a month of retraining, yes? Word on the grapevine is you may have some positively aimed ambitions. By all means, I encourage you. I think this would be working out well for you. Not everyone may have that opinion, however.
Don't know what you mean, Arthur.
I'm sure you don't. In any case, soar high, child. Soar high. And Wayman will take his depart, heading over to, surprisingly, or perhaps not surprisingly, the VIP entrance.
What a load of fun suck.
You don't know the half of it.
You're very, very quiet, Pius.
I think he did that on purpose.
Oh,
Now he starts making his way back. He's like, man, who was that guy? That was your sire?
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're not like him.
Well, we are not technically birthed from them. We are our own people.
Yet their blood flows in your veins. Well, it doesn't really flow. It stays there stagnant unless it's used.
Let's just put it this way. Actually, no. Best not to speak here. Let's go get our meals.
Yes, I'm starving.
Yeah, I'll get your 2 blood, largely free of further molestation. You'll
As
head
they're
back
in
to
the car,
Oh, okay. Back.
heading to wherever the hell we decide to go get a meal. Albin's just gonna look back to the other two and go, understand this. I have no intention to dominate either of you or keep you from your ambitions. But if we're to keep helping each other, you need to consider that your actions have consequences on each other. He looks kind of in the mirror and back at Pius. So whatever you guys attempt to do with your superpowers or other unique skills, just remember that we've all been helping each other quite a bit, and that reflects on each of us the actions you guys take. Kind of guilty by association. Likewise, I'm gonna try not to drag you into my own shit. But mark my words, one day I will rip that man's throat out.
Let me know if you need some help.
I think he has this one.
Oh, I could.
I'm not opposed to assistance, but just keep it under your hats.
No, I'm good at keeping secrets. Trust me.
I'm sure you are.
Now, let's go get properly fed.
Where do you wish to head?
And then do some magic.
I will let Ashley make that decision in terms of her preferences. I'm here mostly to make sure that there's no breach of masquerade in the process.
She has no preference. She just needs food.
No, I hear you. It's mostly where you want to do the deed.
Preferably
Where
not
do
on
you wanna
someone
do the
else's.
next?
Preferably not on somebody else's hunting grounds. That's all she cares about. Safe.
Well, you'll have permission at Blue, and there is at least one nightclub you can think of that isn't considered territory of anyone.
That's Flux,
aside
isn't
from
it?
friends. Yeah, I think it's Flux that's like, no one has It's not so much that no one has claimed it, is that no one has been given domain because of how that works.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a feudal society in which various people are giving out these domains, but they answer for the prince. They're like vassals. It's all technically the prince's territory.
Either's fine. Just wherever she can nab somebody.
We can head to Flux then, since it's uncharted territory.
You really want to do this magic, huh?
Well, she did all her day yesterday was reading about what she wanted to do tonight. So she's like, I want to get this done and go do my magic. And I didn't want to do it in the chantry.
So you have to be somewhere like where people can't see you when you do your magic. Cause
No, she wants to do it away from the chantry for personal reasons.
Yeah, it's a
you
person.
want to go to my den? You can be alone, and it's not that damp.
But don't we need protection before we do that, from what you said?
Yeah, I need to make you bangles too.
Oh, you guys don't know why you're making me bangles. I just said to keep you safe.
Yeah, you said to keep us safe to enter your domain. You didn't say what you needed. You just said like, can you make me these in order to like keep you safe from to enter my thing.
Yep. Yeah, I left it vague.
Yeah, you didn't say what we were keeping us safe from. Just that you needed things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Man, this club music is hitting.
Okay, Ashley's gonna start walking around and searching for a good victim.
How are you going about your hunt?
She's just trying to scope out the edges, see who's lingering. Maybe she can like.
I mean, are you going to try and seductively pull them away? Are you going to try and dance it up close to them, maybe? Are you
She's probably gonna try and pull them away.
Jump random drunk people in the bathroom?
Definitely not that one. That one seems a little bit creepy to her.
You could have a wingman.
She's gonna just try and slip someone off from the dance floor. That's why she wants to look at the edges to see if there's anyone that's just kind of like they're in the in a mode where they're not wanting to dance, but they kind of want to be with somebody, like one of those. Like they've been there for a little while.
Empathy. Difficulty 7.
Okay, perception, empathy. Once I find it. Perception. Okay, I got wit. Okay. Perception. Empathy. Difficulty 7.
Yep.
7.
In my heart.
Yep, you can find someone easily enough. Question is, how much blood are you going to try and take?
Probably just enough to where I can leave them in a booth and they're going to be tipsy. On top of their drunk tipsy. Or if they are drunk. Hopefully not.
Indeed, that is
God, you're going to be drunk.
However, I'm going to need you to make me a self-control roll. Difficulty 7.
Would it be safe to say that Alvin's keeping an eye?
Yes. You managed to not frenzy and take more than you really ought to be taking.
Nice.
How much blood are you taking? 2, 3?
3 safest, right? Or is safe?
Safe-ish, yes.
She'll take 3.
Excellent.
It only puts me at 7.
You have enough time to probably hunt at most once more.
She's definitely going to try.
Alrighty, same roll.
Searching. The whatever. Perception, empathy.
Yep.
Know what you can say.
Yeah, you find another person.
Sweet. Self-control the same?
At this point, you are fed a bit more, so difficulty 5.
Sweet.
You are fine, barely. Pious. You don't really need all that much blood, so I imagine you're just pretending to hunt.
Yeah, I'm just dancing around.
Yeah, he did say he was full.
Don't forget to go ahead and mark off a blood for using your Mask of 1,000 Faces, though.
Oh shit. Okay.
Would it be safe to say that some of the people who are DJing here at the club would be somewhat of, artists of small renown?
Yes, absolutely.
If I catch one of them heading off to, be it the bathroom, be it, just taking a break, Alvin's going to kind of coax them to join him off to the side and get his own little fill.
Alrighty, let's do a, how do I want to roll that one?
Let me see. Do these powers in particular require blood?
Presence does, Dominate doesn't.
I could mesmerize.
Tell him to follow you into a dark and shady corner. Yes.
Effectively.
Or her.
Her.
Either or. Let me see. You can either dominate them into following you into a shady corner, or you can go with a charisma and let's say subterfuge if you're being seductive. I guess maybe empathy or leadership if not. Which one are you going with?
It's useful for playing to illusion. I was just checking Mesmerize's roll thing.
I believe it is manipulation leadership.
Mm-hmm. I was just trying to see how well that might help in this instance.
Yeah, you catch. All you need to do is catch their eyes and give them a command and follow you into some corner where you can just.
Well, that's command. That's not mesmerize. Mesmerize is more subtle, but also isn't like.
Yeah, that is mesmerize too. Command is one word. Mesmerize is like basically anything more than that. Up to like a few sentences.
Okay.
Man, if Pius could shuffle his head any harder, he'd snap his neck.
And just these random mortals all around you. I mean, it's not like they matter.
Nope.
Yeah.
And the beat's about to drop.
Well, I mean, I do have insight. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do charisma, empathy, because I do have higher rolls for those, and I do already have a pre-established
roll a
thing.
D2 here, and yeah, it is a lady.
Because I do have some.
A young, early 20-somethings that's been running the booth this last night.
What's the target number?
For your role?
Yeah.
She's
Pursuing
feeling
attention.
pressured to keep moving because she needs to get back, and she's used to people hitting on her. So difficulty 7.
Yeah, since we're fresh on willpower, I will spend at least 1 for this.
Lovely. You are fine, good sir. She's a little hesitant at first, but eventually, like, it's reasonably easy to talk her into following you briefly.
I am only taking 3.
That will make her a little lightheaded, but nothing harmful. Also, for the record, her name is, well, Penelope, but she prefers Pen.
Noted.
With that, I presume y'all regroup.
Yep.
You pull Pius away from the dance and back to somewhere you can do your ritual. The question is it going to be towards the bagel or to a certain sewer haven?
Up to them, honestly.
Well, if we go to the Haven, then you're gonna have to get the bangles first.
Yep, which
Go to
will
the
cost a
bagel.
lot of blood.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a chance ruining your ritual that you want to personally do, I would suggest going to the bagel.
I would say bagel.
What do you need silver bangles for? Could we not just go to a jewelry store and buy them?
I mean, I could just go and steal one, to be honest, but...
I mean,
I-
is there a
I could
jewelry store near?
Nibbles, Wiggers, will you run out and get me some bangles, please?
I could just
They
buy
have
them.
no
Pius.
understanding of what bagels are.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is there a jewelry store near the Daily Bagel?
Fine, you guys can pick out your own bangles. They just have to be silver, please.
Okay.
That way it doesn't
Are
have
you
to be
doing that
really
now,
loud.
or all y'all are heading back to the bagel? Most jewelry stores are probably getting ready to close, if not already closed.
I could probably, like...
Alvin's probably got a contact.
Go to the pawn shop and just walk in there and say you know Pius and you need some bangles.
It's one of those things where it's like, I'm sure there's, like, some sort of, how else are Kindred going to be getting their own shopping and odds and ends done during the night if everything is closed and they don't have their own resources?
Pawn shop.
Unless they're perpetually always on, like, next day pickup.
We just get direct shipping to the bagel at all costs.
Well,
Like,
I mean, there would have been jewelry stores open earlier, but it is now at least, at this point, probably 3 to 4 hours after sunset.
Can I slip through the crowd and spot people with the bangles before we leave and just steal them off their wrists? Make like a roll check.
You can attempt that, yes.
Okay,
That will be probably a dexterity larceny.
let's do this.
Difficulty 6. They are distracted with their dancing.
Mm-hmm. Dexterity, larceny, difficulty 6. Oh, I already have steal on here. Pius is a thief. Oh shit.
Well, you do steal one, but unfortunately, the lady does notice it's missing really quickly and turns and starts making a fuss, so you are unable to get more than one tonight.
Shit. Okay. Oh, we got one. And he gives it to Ashley.
Your
I
own your own long experience of pickpocketing and like lifting jewelry like this means it's a bad idea. Tells you it's a bad idea to try and steal any more tonight, at least from this place.
Ashley will take it and put it on. I'm like, okay, I gotta get 2 more now.
She still doesn't forgive you for calling her fugly.
No. Nope, jewelry does not fix that.
Or probably any of the other things to wake you out of the beast and all that. But guess what? It ties us together in an emotion.
You need to be a little bit more discerning about what kind of emotions you want to tie yourselves together with.
Yep.
Definitely not real romantic, more just like pals.
Yes, we know the one you really romantically want is the one that's never going to return that affection.
Yes. But it's okay. I'm gonna take her to a movie. And promise of oil.
In any case, time does find you back at the base. Rain is indeed coming down harder than normal. If only you knew a little bit more, you might suspect this was all artificial. Oh well.
I'm gonna say Ashley's not that strong. She can't figure out the weather yet.
Back to reading.
I mean, it's only a 2-dot. It's only a 2-dot thaumaturgy power. Sheesh. Yes, out of character. Someone in the Chantry does secretly really like the rain, so they make it rain more often than it otherwise would, even in Seattle.
Makes sense.
That's cool.
Do I feel like it's the librarian? It feels like a librarian thing.
Well, it should be wave.
No, he said Chantry.
Oh, he did, yeah.
You want to
So
keep
we-
mum about the wave. Sheesh. Anyway,
Wave's cool.
we are here, and someone wants to try something, I do believe.
I want to scry.
What are you
I
scrying?
imagine you're going to take a piece of paper and write Connor's name on it.
Yep, she is.
Oh.
She's already prepared all of that before she even left the Chantry. Like the day before, with her little bit like reading, she was getting her stuff gathered, getting the owl's blood, the water, the bowl, the writing, all of it. It was all prepared.
All things.
She
All
wanted to make.
things indeed.
She wanted all of it ready, in her bag. She did not want to have Dr. Thornton know that she was looking for him. She's kept this to herself.
Of course she has. Why wouldn't she?
And here I thought I
However,
kept notes.
this is a difficulty 4 ritual, level 4 ritual.
Yep.
So a difficulty base is going to be 4 plus 3 for difficulty 7, intelligence and occult. However,
Mm-hmm.
you are doing this with just the name written on a piece of paper, which would normally be a plus 5 difficulty modifier. However, I cannot, even with these modifiers, raise the difficulty above 9 for this. So you are lucking out in it even being possible, and therefore difficulty 9.
Yippee. Oh, God. She's gonna try this, and she's gonna just keep trying it until she's successful. Just so you know. This may not happen every,
don't-
She's determined.
One minute. 1 minute.
Having fire to the face has put a fire under her ass on doing what she wants to do.
I'm pretty sure you need to spend a blood point, though.
That's fine. She's got 10.
I'm pretty sure thaumaturgy is unlike the regular disciplines, and basically activating powers usually require a minimum of 1 blood point.
Yep.
Because blood magic.
If I wanted to spend another blood point because it helped me?
No.
Damn. Okay. Alright. So, intelligence, occult, modifier 1, difficulty 9.
Yes.
Okay, I'm rolling.
Congratulations.
Woo! I got a 1.
You succeed just barely. You only need 1 success to succeed on this.
Good job.
Thank God.
You gather your materials, you work your implements, you work the ritual, you're kind of sadly, oddly put together and partly misshapen.
Scrying
Sorry.
bowl.
So arts and crafts silver bowl. Does its job. Let's see. Eventually, the water in the bowl slowly becomes less seen, or reflective, and you find yourself staring at something else entirely. A figure in a jacket. It's on a rooftop, one at least 6 or 7 stories up. The Seattle skyline in the distance easily lets you know you're in one of the surrounding towns or suburbs. The figure, Connor, presumably, is hunched over, crouching, perching on the edge of the building. The head turns, perhaps hearing or seeing something you cannot perceive within the limitations of the ritual, revealing its face. It is indeed Connor. It's at least a couple of years older than what you remember, especially when you last saw him. Any growth or visible age differences in stark second place in your thoughts compared to the unnatural pallor of his skin. A tone of skin color you have become quite familiar with in recent nights. The figure, Connor, nods, even smirks, and damn, don't you recognize that smirk. Standing up properly, walking backwards to the edge. Oh, you should probably do this too. Oop. He's walking backwards to the edge, and with a casual fingered salute, maybe, just maybe a touch of nervousness, he backflips off the edge. As the center of your crying attempt, your view follows him, rushing down to the ground, with a very audible snapping as multiple bones in his body break. The various blood splatters on the ground reveal this is either not the first time he has done this tonight, or he is not the only one jumping. It's a moment, even while the shock perhaps grips you, that his body begins to knit itself back together in a way which you are very familiar with. Before long, even as he stands back up and clears the area, another body hits the ground roughly where he was only a moment ago. There are others around, barely in the edge of your scribe. You don't really recognize any of the faces, but they all seem a ragtag bunch. They are clearly doing some sort of event, though you've never heard of vampires hurling themselves off the side of a building before. It seems oddly fraternal, I guess, in the way that they are just all kind of like, jumping and encouraging the next person to jump. Not everyone seems to be jumping from the very roof. In fact, very few people are jumping from all the way up. Connor is perhaps one of three that have jumped from the entire roof. And he does seem to be teasing a couple of the others, though almost brotherly, as they make a lesser jump. It's weird hearing his voice again. It's there, as you remember it, even if he looks entirely no longer human. At least no more. But he still has the same smirk, and that same damn jacket, or at least the type of jacket he likes to wear. And, I mean, if you really want to pay attention to it, the slightly added age to his face means that he could not have been at this for longer than a couple of years. Probably not, anyway. Surely. He might even be younger in this than you are. Ashley, sure. How is Ashley feeling?
Ashley would be ear to ear smiling at just finding him. She'll literally, as soon as it starts, she'll be jumping up and down excited. Like she's a little teenager again, which is bizarre coming from who she is nowadays.
The quiet bookworm, yes.
Yes. This is a totally different side of Ashley from what anyone has seen in the now. But yeah, she would immediately start jumping up and down, just like screaming, "I found him! I found him!"
Good.
I think Pius is the only one present, considering that I cannot be in the underground until I get a bagel later.
No, y'all went
we're
to
at
the bagel.
we're at the bagel. I'm in the middle of the bagel, jumping up and down, screaming.
You're being ignored by Kyle, and Lucy presumably ignores whatever it is you're doing over whatever she's doing.
I guess we can kind of observe and watch Ashley and her strange behavior, but just kind of see where this goes. Who the hell are you even looking for?
Oh, I forgot I never told you guys. This was so girls' night. Yeah, the night that Olivia and I went off to her whatever home. I told her about this guy. This is.
I know about him too.
Oh yeah, you do too. But she'll mainly like. Alvin's the only one that got left out of this. She'll be like, yeah, this is my ex-boyfriend from.
All right.
I was hoping to do this years ago, but you know, chantry and fun shit. I was hoping to find him potentially mortal to make him my ghoul, but it seems he's already
God damn.
a part of the undead.
Pious John is his employer. He's like, you are fucking nuts. I thought I was crazy. He starts walking around. Like, not only does your boyfriend think you're dead, but now you're gonna torture him by making him eternal? You just can't let him go?
Oh no, our last conversation, he promised he would find me. So the fact that he hasn't yet, kind of funny.
You're a vampire.
Yeah, it appears he is too.
Okay, now the story starts unraveling. Pius sits down and puts his hand in his head. This is fucked up.
I feel like I'm missing a lot of context, but I'm just gonna put this little life philosophy my pops tossed me on the table. You know, you just usually leave X's as X's, right?
Yeah, and
Then Pius slapped his head down. God damn it.
All right, then. Then I'm just gonna put this out here because this sounds a little more personal than I necessarily want to deal with. You keep that shit out of my bagel, and I won't pry.
and
Isn't
you're
it technically off your street now?
well. It's a good thing I kept the second part of my plan to myself.
That's fine. I'm just mostly like, yeah, let's not bring blood feud between you and your dearly departed. I will be sure to offer assistance, but let's not drag the bagel in the middle of it.
Oh no,
Dark Shadow the movie back then?
no, in the 60s.
1966, yeah. Have you not seen Dark Shadows? You're that crazy ex.
I would explain more, but there's just too much of our history you wouldn't know.
We wouldn't understand. We get it.
Yeah, I've seen one too many movies where this ends entirely poorly.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's far for me.
Oh god, who is this?
Anywho.
It's Connor, okay.
Congratulations on your discovery. I hope you get what you're looking for out of this, but yeah, let's not get angry exes trying to knock on the bagel's door.
He's technically not an angry ex.
Right.
Yeah, she's trying to capture him.
No,
Why?
I was trying to actually reconnect us. I was a very
You want me
insecure.
a ghoul?
So I was a very insecure, bullied human. I don't like talking about this part of me.
He was a Mary Sue to be.
Now she's gonna seek revenge by trapping him eternally to her command.
Not exactly. I don't know how to put this. I was gonna hold on to him until I was able to sire a child. That was the goal.
Wow.
So right.
I have
This has gone from estranged lovers to Oedipus complex.
This is gone very far.
You know, living in that chantry has kind of twisted my brain a little. I understand this, but you don't get it.
Is this a Giovanni thing?
I'm not Giovanni.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm maybe blood related to the Giovannis, but I'm not a Giovanni.
You're blood
I
related,
did-
but you're not blood related.
I don't
yeah.
really understand.
After hearing all this, Pius feels totally comfortable by just blurting out. And you know what? I have zombies in the basement.
I'm not surprised by this.
Since we're just putting it out there now, you know.
What?
So the forest, you don't get ripped apart. Going into my den. I have zombies. I dug up bodies and changed them.
That's fun, Pius. That's just fun.
But I did this so we had a safe haven just in case things try to attack us. We could seek refuge in there, and maybe we could hold the fort down if we have to flee. I did it for us. I didn't really do it for like anything evil. But I kind of don't care that I did it anymore. Like, killing them was, well, not killing them, but digging them up didn't really bother me. And I'm sleeping in a lot more, so, yeah, things are changing. I'm hitting puberty.
I'm glad I have more humanity than you still.
I really have a thing for killing stuff.
And I have a thing for trying to put my life back together.
I don't think that's necessarily
Using VK
the
as
same
glue.
words that
Using Vitae as glue.
Now this whole little and it's just falling apart.
Ashley's gonna go back to looking at the scribble and see if she recognizes the area.
Alvin, it's a really tough thing to realize, but the insane one would have been preferable to these two right now. Goodness, you never thought you would refer to her as the good child.
Oh no, she was always the good child. She might have caused some trouble, but like she was never that kind of trouble.
If she was here, she'd be helping me. This is why I usually wait for her.
Because she doesn't know any better. I perfectly understand. I dug up a dead body. It's not clicking in your head that you are trapping this poor vampire to be your eternal commander. I mean, not commander, but puppet.
No, because he's already dead. Somebody already turned him. So at this point, it's just like back to being human again. With more complications.
The plan was still there.
Yeah, the plan was there. Now the plan is just be happy he's alive-ish? Undead-ish? What?
It's
He's
the
there.
I have
He's
so many
not
less questions to have to answer.
I'm telling. I'm just
Who are you gonna tell? My sire?
No. I'm just
You don't
playing.
want to open that can of worms.
No,
I'm just
Ashley
playing.
just gets a sigh of relief because of the fact that now she has so many less questions that she has to answer. Dude's already ingratiated into kindred society, whether it's the good side or the bad side.
Yep, which now she needs to figure out. But yeah,
Well,
she's going to try and see if
of the
she...
three major factions, that is to say the Emerald, the Anarchs, the Sabbat, you can only possibly say you've met all or nearly all of the Camarilla. Particularly at that grand assembly gala of the princes the night before everything went to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Which means he's either a member of the Anarchs, an independent, or a member of the Sabbat.
Which she needs to figure out now.
Indeed.
And she's determined.
She is very determined, I'm sure.
Yeah, she's gonna continue looking and see if she recognizes the area.
How long has she lived in Seattle? Before the whole vampire thing?
She moved to Seattle in 1985, so she's been 10 years total now. And she used to live in a suburb outside of Seattle. What was the suburb? Over in The Rainier area, Rainier Beach. So south of Seattle.
Very well. Give me a wits streetwise. Difficulty 8. If you
Okay.
hadn't lived in the suburbs, I wouldn't even be letting you make the roll.
Wits. What'd you say, streetwise?
Wits streetwise, difficulty 8.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, nada.
Damn it.
You don't quite recognize where the area is. Then again, your knowledge of the various suburbs is certainly on the decline, considering you spent 5 years in the Chantry.
Hmm.
I mean, the rate everything's been building up and improved. I mean, the skyline itself is completely different from when you went into Chantry. Well, almost completely different. Out of character, during the late 80s, early 90s, Seattle did a lot of building.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the biggest skyscrapers were built during during like the middle of the late 80s. And a few in the early 90s. Still, that does mean that you have progress of sorts in finding one of your objectives.
Yep.
Lovely. Stupendous. Superb.
Now her next, okay, out of character, this wouldn't be what I would do, but in character, her next thing would be to start tracking him.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a ritual for that?
Illuminate the trail of prey.
Which book is that in?
I want to say that's V20, but I'd have to double check.
Yep, it is. Yeah, I mean, you can do that, but wait. Ooh. Anytime the target reaches the destination of their journey, the trail vanishes. The ritual is nullified.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they go through water. So, I mean, you can do it, but you're probably going to be trying to re-up this regularly if the hopes of running across this trail. You might want to wait till you actually have time to go through the city.
Yep.
Yeah, you basically want to already know like what section of the city they're in.
Yep. So that's her next step is start tracking him. So and
You said for the rest of the time your scry is active, which I believe is an hour, you got 1 success.
Yep.
There does seem to be a chain event. People throwing themselves off of that building, various stories up.
To Pius's question, yes, I do. She does have a photo of him.
Show Comstock it and ask him to fly out there and see if you can find him.
It's a big place.
It's poor
It
little
is a
Comstock. I feel a little tired.
I mean, bats travel far.
I mean, we could try it.
I mean, just look for things jumping off of a roof. I mean, that's a pretty obvious sight to see.
In a suburb, it looks like.
Yes. Anything jumping off a rooftop and landing is kind of odd.
I mean, we can try it. She'll show him a photo.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. That will end up failing. But sure, go ahead and send them out. I assume you're going to want him to come back at some point.
Oh yeah, if he doesn't find it by sun up.
Yeah, he can try and find you tomorrow, one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And because we seem to be stalling here, this seems like a good end for tonight's session. Next time, I imagine we will be looking up the leads of this other venture, trying to get in touch with them and to go about that. Also, possibly chasing down leads on Connor.
Yep, she will. She'll probably utilize the computer.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be looking more into different rituals.
So on your side, you are looking for Connor and looking into rituals, but the main event, I do believe, will be as y'all get dragged along by your den mother to investigate this venture's holdings. Next time, they won't have to bother with awakening, since it's still nighttime.
Yes. Pretty much full of blood, so it wouldn't be too much of a big deal if we did have to sleep.
Mm-hmm. In any case, that does bring us to experience, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You get your automatic, you get your role play. But it's time for learning, and we are in book 3 now that I still need to name. And that means the bar is raised. Alvin, what did Alvin learn tonight?
I'm not sure that tonight was necessarily a massive night of learning per se. He's not in terms of anything like massive. I mean, outside of the revelations of his comrades and Ashley's unique choice of possible. Honestly, it's all about the humanity of his party tonight. That's what he's learned. He's gotten up to current events. He's been made aware of just how far the rest of them have fallen.
Hey, only one of them is fallen. I suppose Ashley's comments kind of leave that in doubt.
That's the point.
I
mean,
the
realistic.
child is nowhere to be seen. Yes.
Pius has plans to stay where he's at in his humanity, if not try and regain like at least 1 dot.
It's been a couple of in-game weeks, like basically 2 or 3 in-game weeks, and you have fallen from 6 to 4.
Yeah.
Realistically, it's been a lot of just learning of current events, not necessarily instructional learning.
All right.
Like Arthur's on the
Points for Alvin
move.
tonight? Ashley, what did Ashley learn tonight?
Ashley learned how stuck up Alvin Sire actually is compared to anyone. Like, even in the Tremere Chantry, none of them are as stuck up as him.
Current events. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to realizing that not all kindred sires are created equally.
Nope.
I will allow it, just barely.
Oh, really?
Pius. What did Pius learn tonight?
Pius is learning more. Well, it's not more of a learning. He's becoming more aware of the severity of the toll it's taking on his body, the rituals and necromancy, and all the things Lynette told them in the starting about walking this path. And the outcome of what it could become, he's starting to slowly see, like, all the warnings that she was given. Well, not warnings, just future things to come by walking this path. He's waking up later. He's starting to care.
Because of the way you phrased it, I'm going to have to decline. Sorry.
Okay.
But that still leaves us in VP. So, Pius, who is your MVP?
Ashley for the scoring.
Alrighty, Ashley, who is your MVP?
I guess Pius for actually calling Ashley fugly. That was
fair enough. Alvin, you're the tiebreaker because there is no Olivia. Who is your MVP?
Pious for bringing some truth out to the table and, seeming somewhat reasonable despite the fading humanity.
Alrighty. That means 2 Pious and Ashley, and 3 Pious and Ashley, and 2 Alpha. And of course, 1 for Olivia.
Makes me a 93 experience. With 90 experience spent.
What did you buy recently?
My 5th level of necromancy.
Oh, right, to do that at the end of last session.
Mm-hmm. So I'm 5th level in bone and necro, so I can do some pretty crazy shit now. I've been like going through the necromancy rituals and then the bone path. I've been looking at the sepulcher path. I'm gonna have to get up to 5 to do what you were talking about.
What?
I'm gonna have to get up to sepulcher 5 in order to. Oh, and without a fetter. To
Yeah, without a fetter.
yeah, to command a wraith and all that stuff.
With a fetter, it becomes easier, but finding a fetter can be difficult.
Yeah, because I gotta find something that it's bound to, that the wraith is bound to.
Oop. There we go. Experience for tonight.
But there are abilities in necromancy and the bone path that allow me to find like fetters.
I would like to just take a moment to pause and interrupt and just congratulate Ashley and our absent Olivia on breaking the triple-digit threshold.
Woo!
Right.
Oh, an experience?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'll be... Yeah. So Ashley's got 1 more that needs to be tacked on. But...
Also, I've had Connor's picture and section ready since way back in like book 1 somewhere. I even had their first meeting scene drawn up in case it got triggered, like for almost a year now.
I had the epiphany today that I can use his name, okay? I had read what, like, because reading the different sites, sometimes they'll word them differently, and one of them didn't say anything about a name. It just said
Since it's
an
not,
item, and I'm like, okay. And then I was reading a different site, and it's like, true name. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This entire time.
Since it's not the way that it's going to happen now, obviously. You want me to tell you what the trigger for running into him before now would have been?
Sure.
You being literally anywhere alone outside the chantry.
Really?
Really?
Oh my god.
You've always been with at least one other member of the coterie.
Oh. That was so simple. And it doesn't help that she's not alone when she's traveling to and from the chantry. Oh my god. God damn it.
Unfortunately, you never triggered the flags for that event. You closed that part of the route of this visual novel.
Now I have to work harder. God damn it.
And yeah, that route, that angle of entry is no longer possible. It is closed.
Yep.
Oh,
I hope
man.
you all had fun tonight, and now we're getting back to things.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. Oh,
Oh crap, I should
I
have
wish I
told.
was more like not groggy. I guess I'm not really tired anymore because I passed that threshold of being tired.
Mhm.
Now I'm just like groggy.
Have they been running y'all ragged at work?
No, it hasn't been like. No, not really. No, it's not even really work. It's like per se.
Is it spending long hours hunched over your computer trying to code mods into games until you break them?
No, we just had it pretty rough. This year has been pretty rough.
I've been loving this year so far, especially the weather. I mean, goodness, nice.
I enjoy the cold.
Yeah, it's
No.
even colder up there. I envy you. I'll send you your snap.
Yeah, which we're getting more of.
Hey, that just means y'all get a longer soup season.
No.
You don't like soup?
I love soup.
I like some soup, but
She likes stew. She
Mhm.
likes the thicker stuff. She doesn't like when it's like liquidy broth. She likes it like just thick stewy.
yep.
It sounds like y'all need a recipe.
I
Y'all
love
got a
making
slow
soup.
cooker?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got a couple of them.
What size slow cooker do y'all got?
smalls.
Small mediums.
Yeah.
Ooh. I would need to know how small, really.
I want to say it's like a 6, 8 quart, something like that.
You could fit a chicken inside of it.
Yeah, you can sit
It
across.
should be big enough. So basically, what you're saying is it isn't small to medium; it's like standard size. It's
Yeah,
not like,
there we
Yeah.
go.
it's not like one of those little ones that you make meatballs or anything.
No.
We have one of those.
Yeah, but we put a family size
what I mean.
package in there.
That's a separate thing. That's a separate thing. Like the little tiny one that you put barbecue meatballs in.
Mm-hmm.
That's a separate one. But I got a slow cooker soup recipe that eats more like a stew.
Oh, nice. You should shoot that over in Discord.
I think I've sent y'all pictures of it before. It's the one
Probably.
with the sausages and the French lentils and the kale and the onions. It sounds better. I mean, it tastes better than it sounds probably by me describing it like that.
That's the kind of stuff that we eat.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the sort that you just like, you prep all the ingredients, dump them all in all at once, and just turn it on low for 8 hours. Just stir once an hour.
Has to let it cook.
Mm-hmm. So it's a very easy sort of thing.
Yeah, I dug through my deep freeze and found a ham, so I cooked that up.
Okay, I'm
I
going
get
to send y'all something on your on the other channel, the Belarus Gaming Room or whatever it is.
Okay, doke. And I still gotta do my roll with you whenever you're available.
Oh, right. The ritual learning roll.
Yep.
What is the ritual you have been trying to learn? Because the last ritual you were learning, I gave to you for free in the interlude.
Wasn't that the Purvis?
Pravisa Prisons.
I'm working on principal focus of Vita infusion, so I can make portable blood. Hold on, I have to look it up. All I know is I'm trying to make portable blood. Copy. Oh, damn it! Back here.
No,
What's it called again?
Principle of focus of Vita infusion. It's V20 page 234.
Focus of Vita infusion. Yes.
Yep.
There's a few other people on Nexus Mods that have also put out little INI files for their game engines. That's kind of cool.
Focus of Vita infusion. What level? Let me scroll up. Rank 2. It is rank 2.
I want to see how close I got to someone else's.
Okay, make me an intelligence and occult roll with your ritual specialty
Mm-hmm.
at difficulty 5. Ooh, lovely. 8 successes. You can get this done by next week as long as you don't fuck up.
Sweet.
Let me just add this into your little side bit here and Chantry. You know what? I'm going to put this over here instead.
Interesting.
there you go. I put it in the references
Sweet.
so we can track it. Because it's level 2 ritual, you only need 10 total successes, so just 2 more next time you roll.
Sweet. That's awesome. So we need to go another week in game.
Another weekend game, or when we hit the time skip, you'll get to roll anyway.
Sweet. And then I gotta pick something
You'll hit
new.
the time skip probably after next session.
Okay.
I'm still deciding whether or not I want it to be 2 weeks or a month, so we'll see.
But,
Anyway, good night.
yep, good
Have a
night.
Good night.
See ya.